3, 2, 1.
Episode 28 of the Meech and Colby podcast. We're back at you. We're talking the Celtics, specifically this episode, how they've fallen apart. We're here with our main Celtics insider, iinangelo. What's good?
How you guys doing today?
I mean, Boston anything insider, actually. You know?
Oh,
yeah, he's pretty much our main analyst right here.
Yeah.
We got Ian coming in this episode. Ian, what's good? How you been, man?
Good, you good?
Good.
Yeah,
Glad to have you back.
Doing awesome.
Last time I was here, Meech was out of commission.
I
So.
know, right? I was still in recovery. I was still in the IR.
Yeah, for real. But now we're all back. Three-headed goat.
Yeah,
He's doing one of those right now. So let's get talking into it. Huge news in the NBA world, especially for Boston sports fans. Brad Stevens has taken his talents elsewhere from the coaching abilities to the GMing abilities of the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, facts.
What are your first thoughts about that between both you Celtics fans?
You know, I like it. I like it a lot. Like, it's sad that he's not going to be coaching anymore because I liked him as a coach. But I'm sure that he's going to put the bright pieces around whatever coach comes in next, because he knows what he needs, what he needed. You know what I mean?
But how bright is the opportunity for the next coach? Will you get somebody better than Brad Stevens off the free agency?
I don't think so. Not better than Brad, but I feel like we can get someone that's a little that can be better than Brad with time.
Okay.
Yeah. You see, my biggest thing with Brad was that, like, I mean, yes, it's a good thing because he was the coach and he knows the players already, but, like, I don't know how he's going to do as a GM because he's going to have to balance all, like, the luxury tax and, you know, all the other little things that come with all the contracts.
Well, I'm sure he has Danny's phone number if you need some.
I mean, probably,
How much does Danny want to help? I'm sure he doesn't mind getting a job somewhere else. He said he's looking at Utah.
Really? He said that. I thought he was retiring.
No, he said that he's
looking
looking
he
at
said
Utah.
he was looking at Utah.
He said he's looking at somewhere where he wants to go but doesn't have to do the majority of the work. That was, I think he was really quoted saying that, or he could be a side GM, but apparently he doesn't want to be in Boston. My thing is, this is my perspective on it. I think Brad Stevens, as great as a coach as he is, never had full control of that locker room.
No.
I don't think
his voice was gone.
As a grown man, for example, Kyrie Irving goes in there, never learning from Brad Stevens, about the same age.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think? Like maybe 5 years age difference between the two of them?
Yeah.
How can you go in there to somebody who's not a champion at the NBA level, not a champion at the college level, and you have to respect them, Kyrie Irving? You have to respect Brad Stevens, but you're a champion at the level, and you're leading that team. I feel like that happened again in the playoffs in the bubble with Marcus Smart throwing chairs, whatever that was. I just don't know if he had full grasp of that locker room, and that's what they need in there. I think they need an enforcer, grit and grind type deal. They definitely needed a switch up there. And I think
need to get things a little carbonated, a little fizzy.
Right, and I think Kyrie obviously destroyed the Celtics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think 100 out of 100, 100 out of 100 times you hurt Isaiah Thomas for Kyrie, right?
Yeah.
100 out of 100 times as a GM, you trade a hurt Isaiah Thomas for Kyrie Irving in his prime, right?
Yep.
I agree.
100 out of 100 times, you try to team him up with an all-star out west in Gordon Hayward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it seems like these moves that Danny was making were the right moves all the time, never mind all the trades that he made before, putting them in the perfect direction, but I feel like they just never fit right. And I just didn't see this team, how they were constructed currently, going to win a championship, especially with the East getting better.
Yeah, you're right. Which is why I feel like Brad Stevens is kind of like the perfect GM because he kind of knows that already.
Right. His big thing is what fans are going to love him or hate him by is how he uses that trade exception because he has time's ticking on that.
100%, yeah. See, like, I think my thing with the Celtics was I think they were just like a year off. I feel like if they made that Kyrie Irving trade like a year later, because that was with rookie Tatum, and no one knew what Tatum was going to be at that time.
Yeah.
And it was before Jaylen Brown turned into the Jaylen Brown we know now. So I just feel like he made the trade like a year too early. I'm not going to say like making that Isaiah Thomas trade wasn't the right trade because at the time it kind of was.
Right.
You know, you thought, oh, Kyrie Irving was just going to lead this team to a championship. But,
yeah, exactly. And
it
didn't happen, you know?
Yeah, my biggest thing with Ainge in the first place is players didn't want. I've said this multiple times in the past. People don't want to play for Danny Ainge because he's a snake.
Yeah.
He's clearly I think he's clearly a snake, but
he's a peanut-headed snake.
the first start off with the Kyrie thing. To be fair, in Kyrie's defense, he never wanted to be there in the first place.
True.
Just like Anthony Davis never wanted to go to Boston to play for Danny Ainge. Just like James Harden never wanted to go to Boston for play for Danny Ainge. And I think
Kawhi Leonard.
And I think Kawhi Leonard didn't want to go to Boston for Danny Ainge. And I think that these teams and Brad Stevens and the Celtics upper office is starting to realize that people don't want to play under Danny Ainge. Once you get injured, you have no security with that team. Yeah. Which I guess you're an adult, you're a professional athlete. You got to know that. But as somebody with a couple kids, why would you want to go to Boston when you have no security at all under Danny Ainge?
I feel like Brad Stevens will definitely give people that. Like
Brad's a family guy.
I feel like Brad Stevens, he's more of like, he's one of those guys where it's like, let's just go have a beer,
Yeah, he's
like
more.
He just feels like one of those guys where it's just like, you can trust him.
Yeah, more family than business. With
Exactly.
Brad
Exactly. He's very player oriented. He's always for his players. Like, I don't think he's never said a bad thing about his players.
Right? No, I agree 100%. He's built college programs in the past, so it's time to see him build an NBA team.
And that's the thing. So like you were saying with the family thing, he was the college coach, so he knows how to talk to about the family thing. So who knows? Maybe that'll be a bigger attraction now that Danny Ainge is gone.
Right. So now Brad taking the seat upstairs. Best replacement for a Celtics head coach would be,
in my opinion, I got two options. One of them that'll work, and one of them that I know won't work, but it'll be hilarious to watch.
Okay.
The first one that I think will work is Becky Hammon from the Spurs.
Facts.
She's a Popovich disciple.
Yeah.
She coached Team USA with Tatum and Brown, Kemba, and Smart.
That's a good point.
And honestly, I just feel like she deserves a chance. She's a good coach. Like, I feel like she'll be able to do it.
That's the best option. Yeah.
And then my second option, which I know for a fact won't work, Kendrick Perkins. Big Perk.
Oh, snap.
Big Perk's going to turn Grant Williams into Kawhi Leonard.
That's what you guys need, an enforcer down there.
Get him on that semi-Ojale diet.
Semi-Ojale diet. I'm not buying cupcakes for the whole team. Or whatever he did that time.
I believe it, man. But, no, I like...
But no, I think Becky Hammon is the answer.
Let me hear your best Kendrick Perkins impression.
Scal, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with Jason Tatum. He's gotta pick it up out there.
Yeah, man. Perk is honestly one of the harshest people on the Celtics, and I love it, man. He's the harshest person on everybody except for LeBron and Anthony Davis and James Harden. He's got a soft spot for those three players. But
he tweeted something last night that was pretty funny about the Mavs thought like the Clippers were a dog, like were a big dog barking in the yard or something, like, and they looked over the fence and saw it was like just a Pomeranian.
Was that just Luka Doncic? Because
facts. Facts. I think there's a couple guys who the Celtics should look for. Meech, you want to go first? Who you think the Celtics should go after this offseason?
I like Fizdale. I like him.
Yeah.
I like the grit. I like the grit and grind. Like that mentality. Like I feel like that really works with guys like Smart and Brown. Those like everybody in the Celtics is really they are really intense competitors.
Except for Tatum, he's the pretty boy, so he complains for every foul. He's LeBron-esque.
But you know what? He drops 50 pieces, so you could complain all he wants to.
He does, but he's not that grit and grind dude.
I feel like he could be if it was like a whole team environment.
But everybody else is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not Kemba, not at all. Kemba's not grit and
well,
grind whatsoever.
hopefully GM Brad Stevens will do something about Kemba.
Yeah, we'll get to him in the untouchables in a little bit, but yeah, I mean, I like the Fizdale thing.
Yeah, I feel like, but he's also like one of those guys. He's like very player positive, and he's really gonna but he also holds you accountable, and he commands respect in locker rooms,
Yeah, he's a champion. He's been around the league with LeBron, D Wade's Miami team. He's taken I wouldn't say mediocre, but a team that shouldn't have been there, an underachieving Grizzlies team to the conference finals with Captain Jack.
Yeah.
And I think Fizdale would be great. He's obviously fizzled out, no pun intended, in the Knicks when he coached the Knicks, but that was kind of a dumpster fire. Whoever he sent there was to die until they obviously were regular season pretenders this year.
You could put Greg Popovich on that Knicks team, and that would have been a good team. So
yeah, good point. So Fizz is cool, but some guys that I like, I've always been a big Jason Kidd guy.
No.
Developed Giannis into what he is today.
No.
100%. You're against the Jason Kidd?
I'm not on the train for Jason Kidd.
He's very creative with some of his plays.
It's just my problem with Jason Kidd is that it took Mike Budenholzer to make the Bucks into the team that they are now. It just feels like the Celtics will just be treading water if they get a guy like Jason Kidd.
Yeah, but Jason Kidd, in my opinion, he's a champion. He's somebody who commands respect in the locker room, something that Brad Stevens never could. He could tell you. He's the type of guy to tell you that he's been there before at the elite level, and you're just not doing it enough. You have to do it better. But he's not my number one option. If I like Mike D'Antoni as the option for the Celtics coach, and he obviously has the best resume out of everybody out there. He's coached many conference finals teams, some of the greatest players of all time, gotten the most out of them offensively. And defensively isn't the problem for the Celtics right now. You guys have 3 amazing wing defenders, Smart, Brown, Tatum. Who knows what Time Lord's going to be? He's a big question mark, but he's looking positive right now. Mm-hmm. And I think Mike D'Antoni, he's a guy who has been around the league, knows a lot of different offenses, a lot of different ways to fix this team. Working along with Brad Stevens, I think he wouldn't be a bad option for you guys. What do you have against D'Antoni? What?
I don't think the Celtics have the team that D'Antoni really like. Because, just look at the Rockets teams. I don't think Tatum can be what James Harden was with those Rockets teams.
Yeah, but they don't need him to because he's coached teams with Steve Nash before where he's just the main playmaker.
Yeah, but it's the same thing where it's Marion. Someone has to be handling the ball at all times and kicking out to someone in the corner. I don't think the Celtics have the personnel that would fit a D'Antoni system. In my opinion. That's just my opinion.
I agree.
Yeah, but, compared to that, but you're going against... D'Antoni's a guy who's been to multiple... He's coached elite talent. Nobody that you guys named have coached elite talent before.
No, that's true.
At a high level, he's coached elite talent. And these are guys who are big names. These are guys who... You already know Tatum. He's going to be one of those guys, the Melo, the LeBron. He's always wants to name in the media. He wants those superstar calls. You need somebody who can handle those guys in the locker room. But in my opinion, no offense to Becky Hammond, but I just don't know if she's going to be able to really hold down a Marcus Smart. If Marcus Smart gets up and starts talking greasy to her, I don't know how that situation handles out. You know what I mean? Just in a form of respect, no sexism towards that, but that's just how I look at it.
It might go the other way too, because she might have a motherly type thing where
Yeah, but to a bunch of grown ass men who are competitive dog pounds going for the win.
Yeah, I think she can. I think she can set that aside, though. In my opinion, I feel like she'll be able to set that aside, and she's been with Popovich, and Popovich knows how to coach
Popovich.
It. Exactly, but still, I don't know, I feel like she must have learned something, and she was a good coach before. So,
but where?
She was good in the WNBA. When she was coaching.
Yeah, but I just, under the tree thing, it's worked sometimes. I don't know.
Look at Nick Nurse from Toronto. Wasn't he a Popovich guy?
Yeah, but then you have guys like
I don't know,
like Brad, what's his name, from the Sixers.
Nate Bjorgen, that guy came from.
Yeah, and he was trash.
And he was terrible for the Pacers.
Who's the Brett Brown?
Brett Brown?
Yeah, he
came from Popovich's nursing. I don't think Nick Nurse came from Popovich's nursing tree. I thought he was just the backup in Toronto.
I don't know. I thought Nick Nurse came from.
To be honest. I think it's the Belichick symbol. I think it's the Belichick thing.
True, but he's had some people that have worked from his system. I don't know. I don't know. I think
that team's really pop oriented.
Coach Bud was on.
Yeah, Coach Bud was Popovich.
Oh, so amazing! What has he done?
Won Coach of the Year.
Led the Bucks to
led the Bucks to what? One of the most embarrassing playoff exits ever, though.
They swept the Heat.
Yes, but he also won Coach of the Year.
They swept the Heat in round 1, Ian. Is that what you're? Is
But
that?
If you think about it, last year Giannis was not healthy.
Yeah, but and Mike Budenholzer has to game plan around that. They're going against the Miami Heat, bro. The Bubble Guppies. You are telling me with Chris Middleton and the MVP out there, if you can't beat the Heat as a head coach,
but he's not.
What has he gone to? The best he's gone to is an Eastern Conference and blown an 0-2 lead. Is that amazing?
All me and Mr. Angelo are trying to say is that Coach Bud is probably the best coach that's came out of Popovich.
And that's sad.
A little bit.
For somebody that's been coaching for 25, 30 years, and the best thing is blowing an 0-2 lead in the conference finals.
I guess we'll have to see this season.
We'll have to see. So, Becky Hammond, David Fizdale, D'Antoni.
Mikey D.
That was an intense argument right there.
That was
big, yeah.
I've never been a thing. I think the Popovich tree is kind of like the Belichick tree in the NFL. It's the best ever. Greg Popovich, Bill Belichick, and nobody else works away from them. Matt Patricia didn't work. Josh McDaniels didn't work. They go back to Belichick. Budenholzer, is that really your best thing? Then I guess. But Becky Hammond is her own person. She's coached Team USA before.
Yeah.
I hold nothing against her.
I feel like she's like the like almost like the prodigal son. You know what I mean? Like she's like if anybody's gonna be a success out of Pop's system, it's gonna be her. You know what I mean?
I honestly think it would be her.
Yeah, I know, but just what is making you think that?
I don't know. I just feel like I feel like it's she. I mean, she can't really prove anything unless she gets a chance at this point.
And every time like Pop's been ejected or whatever, she's won games for them.
That is true because Pop was out. Wasn't he out like a year or two ago? And she took over and
her and Tim Duncan were the coaches.
But Tim Duncan said that I took a back seat. That was all Becky that led us to that win.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So he led them to not making the playoffs.
Yeah, but
I mean that Spurs team wasn't making the playoffs.
I'm just saying
they had 2 caliber all-stars.
Yeah, but they were like over the hill. I mean, I'm not saying DeMar's over the hill, but he wasn't like he was.
Pop was able to bring him to the play-in tournament this year with an even sorrier roster.
Yeah,
true.
But it's just a thing. I think DAntoni is the most qualified. I'm just a big DAntoni guy. I like him, and this is a roster that you can prove to win with.
Like his mustache.
He's been screwed before with injuries.
Yeah.
And sure. I guess like you could use the same argument against me. DAntoni's never been to a finals, but
true.
He's won championships as an assistant coach, and he's on this Brooklyn team right now.
He could win a championship as an assistant coach this year at this point.
I don't think that counts.
I mean that's like the same argument with Jason Kidd though, because how much did Jason Kidd really do for the Lakers last year?
Yeah, no, you could say that about everything, but Jason Kidd's a champion on the Dallas Mavericks, and a player champion.
Yeah,
something that DAntoni's not. That's
true.
That's something that I could say. Jason Kidd can hold anybody.
Did DAntoni play? Did he play in the league?
No, I don't think so. But I know Jason Kidd, he's been at the top of the level. There's nobody in the league except for maybe 5 guys who could say that they've had a better career than Jason Kidd, arguably. So, like, as of right now, I don't know. Okay, Jason Kidd is not all time.
Oh, all right. I was
gonna say.
I was talking about point guards. Jason Kidd is better than he would be a top 2 point guard if he was playing right now. He's an all-time great.
You're right.
And he could just demand the most out of Kemba if they keep him this offseason. He could demand the most out of Smart. And if not, then him and Brad's genius for the game is amazing. And Kidd's been one of the best playmakers of all time. It's similar to Steve Nash. I think Steve Nash is one of the best. He just sees the game amazingly, and that's why Brooklyn brought him in. Granted, because the players wanted him, but I think Kidd's just a similar thing. He just sees the game differently.
How much coaching do you think Steve Nash actually does?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Not a lot,
actually.
but he definitely has to. I think it's more of a locker room thing.
I feel you.
Yeah,
you got to be able to do both fronts, or have an assistant that can handle the locker room, or something like that. You know what I mean?
Right. I think when it comes down to the X's and O's, in my honest opinion, I think the 3 players take care of it, but I think DAntoni's their guy. When it goes down to the X's and O's, when it comes down to the media, talking to the players in the locker room, keeping KD and Kyrie happy, that's when Nash does his business.
I think that's true. Yeah.
Untouchables on the Celtics this offseason. Who you got? Who are your untouchables who, no matter who is offered for them, who can't get traded?
JT and JP, that's it.
That's it.
Brown's untouchable for you guys?
Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Those are my only 2 untouchables.
Brown's untouchable no matter what.
Yeah.
If something
unless it's a guy like Damian Lillard
who wants to be here.
Who wants to be here. They have to actually want to be here and not just leave.
Like in a James Harden situation last year, if you could take that back, would you trade Brown for Harden?
No.
You would not trade Jaylen Brown for James Harden?
Not if it's a
not for that specific one, because I don't know how much James Harden...
if he didn't want to be there, but say it was this situation now, where Danny Ainge isn't your GM.
If it's right now, then that's a different story. I feel like you would have to...
If you have Harden that wants to be in Boston...
If he wants to be in Boston, then I guess I would have to say yes.
You trade him for Lillard?
Yeah, well,
I wouldn't trade him for Lillard.
If Lillard wants to be here, yes.
You too?
If Lillard wants to be here, yeah. Because that's the thing. They have to actually want to be here. I don't know. Maybe you can get away with not trading Brown for Lillard. Maybe you could just give Kemba and a bunch of picks.
I don't think Portland would do that.
I don't think they would. It would have to be somebody.
Why did you...
It would have to be Brown or Tatum, but no, I'm asking you guys if you want. And I wouldn't do that personally. Damian Lillard's over 30 years old. And he is on that Supermax contract from Portland. And at this point, I think Brown is becoming one of the best 3-and-D players, Paul George-esque.
Yeah, so that's why he's untouchable.
Well, you just said you trade him for Damian Lillard, so he's obviously not untouchable.
Yeah, but that's like
stick your foot in your mouth.
I think it has to be a superstar type player.
Right. Right.
To-
No, I know what
to-
you mean.
And the stars have to be perfectly in line. Like this player, he has to come out and say I'd love to go to Boston.
And how
You know what I
often
mean?
has that happened in the past?
Never, exactly.
Never.
Exactly.
Never.
That's why Jaylen Brown is
The only people that have said that weren't drafted by Boston was Kevin Garnett in his Hall of
Yeah.
Fame speech.
And that's because they had that made for him. They had him ready to come in to
Exactly.
win a chip right away. That
But
team
yeah,
was nice.
outside of Brown and Tatum, I think you even have to look at guys like Robert Williams, like Peyton Pritchard, Aaron Nesmith, Marcus Smart. Those guys who,
Right.
they could be something, but they haven't yet proved everything yet. So if you could somehow improve your team by trading one of them, I think you have to seriously consider it.
Yeah,
Right.
I feel like now, Jaylen Brown has become such a good defender that Smart isn't as valuable on this team as he was in the past. And if all honesty, he's been a little bit of a hindrance, but not too bad. You know what I mean?
Okay, Stephen A. Smith. That's your vocab. Use the biggest words you could think of.
No, I'm just
Blasphemous.
he's obligatory. No, no, I'm just saying his intensity is so. His tenaciousness, no, it's gotten to a point where it's almost like it's becoming a bad thing in the locker room.
And I've noticed this. I don't know how much Celtics fans notice this, but I feel like there's this thing going around the NBA called the Marcus Smart syndrome. It's called when you hit one big shot in the last 5 minutes of the game, you just feel the need to take the next 37 big shots.
His shot selection has improved.
I will say that he has improved the shot selection a little bit, and he's actually starting to hit threes now at a somewhat decent rate. So
right, so Smart is. Who would be your third untouchable? Kemba, Smart, Time Lord.
Smart more than Kemba.
And
Time Lord.
Yeah,
I'm personally a Time Lord.
I would take Time Lord. I think
there's too much raw potential.
I feel like if he can stay healthy for even if he can stay healthy for 60 games, I feel like he'll be a lot more valuable than Marcus Smart.
Yeah, true, because he could end up being like a Giannis type player,
Right.
I see him as more of a Rudy Gobert type guy, where he's more of just a defensive anchor who can do stuff on offense, or maybe even a Clint Capella.
Maybe.
Okay.
He needs to bulk up.
Exactly.
Yeah, true. And so we're going to be looking at some guys that the Celtics should be looking for in trade this offseason. And some guys who I think that they should be taking a look at, and you guys can talk to them, tell me what you think about them. Porzingis, he's obviously hasn't been looking too good in Dallas this offseason. He's somebody that you could probably get around a Kemba-based deal.
Yeah, I'd take Porzingis for Kemba.
Kemba, yeah.
It'd be based around Kemba. You'd obviously have to give up more than Kemba.
Obviously.
Probably a couple picks or a young cat here or there, but...
Yeah, but who knows? Maybe Porzingis will just turn into what Kemba is now, and he just won't
Imagine,
play. That's the other concern is the injuries.
Some names that I'm thinking. Porzingis, you guys in or out on that? Say Kemba, a first, and Naismith for Porzingis.
I'm in.
You're in for that? Is Dallas in for that? Who knows? And another trade that was also interesting that I've seen going around that Boston fans like is Lonzo Ball to Boston.
Yes.
You guys like that?
I love Lonzo in Boston.
Who, though?
Kemba Walker.
Be a deal based around Kemba. you'd have to make the contracts work. I think.
All right. So here's what I got: Kemba Walker, Tristan Thompson, Grant Williams, and a first-round pick for Lonzo Ball and Steven Adams.
Okay.
I don't know. Aquaman, I love Aquaman, but he's a little banged up. He doesn't play all the time. I feel like the price is a little steep.
For getting Steven Adams, I just think that completely just puts a big coffin in the Time Lord development thing.
Yeah, exactly.
In my opinion,
I feel like
paying someone that much money.
Yeah. All right, I guess so. I don't know.
But no, I do like if you did trade Kemba, you'd be getting Lonzo, and I think it's definitely Steven Adams would be the second piece in it to make contracts work.
It would have to be, yeah.
To make contracts work, it would have to be, yeah.
Or like Derek Favors or something like that.
Yeah, but I think he's going to be walking in the free agency anyways.
Yeah, that's true.
Because he has a 1-year deal.
But yeah, I love Lonzo.
Wait, no, Derek Favors is on the Jazz now, right?
He's so unforgettable. Pause.
We're back. The show that their fact checks that, and he is in Utah.
Yeah, man. So Lonzo's up there. Ian, what makes you like Lonzo's fit in Boston?
I feel like the Celtics need a pass-first point guard that just plays defense. I don't think they need another scoring guard. I think they have enough scoring with Tatum and Brown. So if they can get a guy like Lonzo who can just pass the ball to them and just play solid defense, I feel
timeline.
I feel like that'd be perfect. Also, I feel like it would be hilarious to see the second and third overall pick from that 2017 draft on the same team.
And LeVar in Boston. LeVar in Boston, how would that work out?
It'd be kind of fun.
Big
I mean,
ball
we
of
already got the
Boston bread.
Kardashians. I mean, why
I know,
not?
right? We have Green runs deep in LeVar and
Yo, Green runs deep in LeVar. That would actually work. I could see that working.
Another name that's been thrown out before the trade deadline and stuff, John Collins.
I
Sign and
love
trade
it.
type deal. I don't know how that would exactly work, what pieces would be around that, but I think Brown and Tatum obviously off the limits in a John Collins trade.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
they'd have to make something work around
Kemba, Pritchard.
that. No, I don't think the Hawks would want to have Kemba and Trae Young, two guards that play no lick of defense.
Well, then who else? Then?
It'd have to
Grant
be
Williams?
It'd have
I
to
don't
be Grant Williams. Dude, you'd have to trade them a second round pick just to take Grant Williams.
I don't know. I'm trying to think about what can we do
That
for
might
a
be
trade.
the hottest take ever.
I don't know. John Collins' stock went down a little bit. You know, he rejected that big contract. So.
Grant Williams for John Collins.
It would have to be around some guys that fit their timeline. Rob Will, Pritchard type guys. Grant Williams, dog. You got me off surprise. Semi probably has more value than him.
He's a really good guy. He's a nice guy.
This podcast, we always end up talking about Grant Williams somehow, bro.
Oh my goodness.
Grant
Talking
Williams.
off Guardian. A young guy, Marvin Bagley.
I like him.
You like him? I think his stock's low.
Oh,
Obviously.
yeah, big time. But I think like a Peyton Pritchard type deal.
He'd have to
And
stay
some
healthy,
picks.
but
Yeah, Peyton Pritchard picks and Grant Williams.
You could have thrown Grant in every single trade. This is what I mean, bro. This is why.
He's the bow tie on the gift box. You know what I mean? He's the cherry on top all
Yeah,
the
right.
time.
But who would want such a great locker room guy like Grant Williams? You know, like
right.
his positive attitude. You know,
He hustles.
Yeah, true. No, he does hustle. He does airball layups, but
He's not bad on defense either.
he's not the worst on defense.
didn't he clamp up Giannis one game?
A little bit.
He did.
Yeah, no, he
Maybe
did.
for like a possession.
I will say Romeo Langford is better than him now, though, which
Yeah,
I never thought I would actually say.
Romeo's a decent trade piece.
Romeo, where art thou, Romeo?
Yeah,
Where's he
You
gonna
know, when
end
he
up this
actually
offseason?
played in the postseason against the Nets, he didn't do too bad. I mean, it was Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, but
He's not a bad trade piece. He's a good package piece.
No, I know what you mean. You've never seen that when
Yeah,
he's
no, I
getting
have,
posted
yeah.
up? He's
I
like,
have.
Romeo, where art thou, help? He's getting posted up by Jimmy, I think. That's so corny, bro. I think it was one of the Van Gundys.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, those guys are hilarious. Speaking of which, just a quick thing.
Oh, that'll be.
He's probably getting fired from... One of them's probably getting fired from his Pelicans job. The other one's a TV guy.
the
You
other
want
one's
either
getting
of them
fired
in
from
Boston?
ESPN soon.
I mean, I wouldn't mind having either one of them in Boston. Just
I
try it
wouldn't.
out. You know, put them, like, just give them like a year contract. You know, we'll talk about an extension next year. You know, see how you do.
I honestly think Jeff Van Gundy hates Boston. Have you ever watched a game on ESPN
All
where
right,
Jeff
sabotage
Gundy...
us.
Have you ever watched a
Like,
game
give
on
it to Grant
ESPN where
Williams.
Jeff Van Gundy is commentating? I swear, he is the worst. He's worse than Joe Buck when it comes to baseball. Like, Joe Buck hates the Red Sox every time they play the Yankees. Every time Jeff Van Gundy has to do a Celtics game, I swear to God he hates the Celtics.
Facts, like,
I'm-
every time he gets the play, he's like, give it to Grant Williams.
I swear,
Grant
Grant Williams will be taking like 20 shots a game.
And the last couple interesting pieces I have to offer you guys would be Miles Turner and Malcolm Brogdon from the Pacers. I think that team's going to be selling this offseason.
Are
Any
you-
of those guys interest you?
Are you trying to make me cry with like tears of joy? Because like, I would love that. So
It'd be
much.
obviously a deal based around Kemba, some of your young cats. Rob Williams would probably
Oh,
be
yeah.
protected in that trade. I think I wouldn't give up Rob Will in that trade.
I wouldn't.
I would.
Could you? I mean,
You would?
For Miles Turner, it fits our timeline.
I'd give him Tristan Thompson.
he's like Tristan and Grant is the best I can do.
Okay, Danny.
All right, maybe you could take a second round pick, but I don't know about that either.
I'd give her a first round pick.
Yeah, you give a first.
I would give a first if we
I'd
could.
give a first, Kemba,
and Rob Will.
and Rob Williams. Make that happen.
What about Grant?
Yeah, throw him in.
Okay.
Screw it.
You know,
You could have
add
him.
Peyton Pritchard. You know,
I
I love
know,
Peyton Pritchard, but he'll become. Him and T.J. McConnell will be a crazy backcourt.
Imagine.
Oh my god, that'd be all the white boy summers would be going crazy. Bro.
And they got
It
Sabonis,
was like
Oh
Coachella.
my god,
bro.
Everybody in Indiana would be rocking Pritchard
The
jerseys,
Ku
bro.
Klux
Hey, don't sleep on those Pritchard jerseys though. I have one of those.
No, but they
I don't
go
know.
hard. Boston fans love Pritchard.
I like
They love
him.
Pritchard.
I love
That's peaky,
Pritchard.
bro. I like him.
And now some guys.
The real number
Boston-
11.
Yeah, true.
I-
Pritchard over Kyrie.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, big time.
You
All day, every day.
guys are whack.
He's gonna get his number retired in the rafters.
Even if he's traded, no matter what.
They're gonna give number 11 like 2 numbers. It's gonna be Ennis Cantor and Peyton Pritchard.
Oh yeah, Cantor.
And if they trade him for Brogdon or Turner will wear
Kyrie's
11.
Just gotta make it happen, man. And then I think obviously if it comes to free agency, Boston doesn't have a lot of money. 3 guys signed to the max.
I think we should try to go after Duncan Robinson.
With what money?
Yeah, how much money is Duncan Robinson gonna get?
After what Bertans got last free agency from just sitting and shooting threes in the corner, Duncan Robinson's gonna get paid cheddar this offseason.
True.
Bertans got paid more than $15 million a year just to play football.
Hey, but guess what? We can offer him something that most teams can't. Dunkin' Donuts sponsorship.
Okay. I feel like
America
he is a
runs on Dunkin'?
There we go.
America runs on Dunkin'.
Exactly.
Right. Make your pitch to him right now, you two, right? Go.
Boston runs on Dunkin'.
If America, it's not just America that runs on Dunkin', it's Boston that runs on Dunkin' too. So, you saw what Charlie D'Amelio got with that drink. So
Facts.
we can get Duncan Robinson. I feel like we can get him a drink.
Facts, yo. And Ian,
those commercials
Ian, we even put you on his TikTok, yo.
See there, bro. I don't know how he doesn't take this offer.
He's at the table.
That's an interesting guy. That's a guy, I don't know if you'll have money for him, but a guy who I do think you'll have money for because he's been playing like buns this whole playoffs is Andre Drummond.
No.
I love it.
No.
I think he would definitely take a vet minimum to go play in Boston.
Andre Drummond can stay with the Lakers. He can.
I'll take Drummond.
Curse you, Ian.
I heard he loves LA.
He does, and I heard that we might be signing him back. And I was all for the Drummond thing, but Drummond is a guy who's obviously played his stock down this postseason.
Yeah.
And he's not going to be looking at a big payday. Somebody who Boston can go after.
I would rather not.
It would be tanking with the Time Lord development.
A little bit.
And we already have Tristan Thompson. He's pretty much just Andre Drummond.
Who would you rather, though?
I would rather have Tristan Thompson.
Oh.
I don't care. I don't like Andre Drummond.
Why, you like the Kardashians in Boston?
Like his big old booty.
He's better than Andre Drummond. No offense to Andre Drummond, but this dude cannot do anything.
Dude, Andre Drummond is the king of empty stats, Ian. I will let you know that he is amazing when your team's down 30.
That's why it's such a huge asset for the Lakers. That's why you got to keep him, Colby.
Especially during the Sun series, man. Some other guys who aren't as aggressively taking minutes from Time Lord, but who could come in and take the center position, because Tristan Thompson's only on a 1-year deal, right?
I think he's on I think it was like a 1+ or something.
A 1
like
in a
that.
team option or a 1 in a player option. So say he
so,
walks.
something
Some
like
other
that.
centers at the lower level: Boogie Cousins, Hassan Whiteside, JaVale McGee, Cody Zeller. Any of those guys interest you to come be back up to Time Lord in
I like
Boston?
JaVale.
I think Hassan Whiteside would be cool.
Also empty stats.
Yeah, but I mean, at least he
doesn't
actually rebounds though.
True, but I mean JaVale McGee, he's a champion.
Okay.
Multiple times.
3-time.
Yeah, 3-time champion.
His name's Pierre.
A Denver Nugget.
2-time Denver Nugget.
2-time Shackton MVP.
Yeah.
Exactly, bro. JaVale McGee. Remember that?
Bro, him and Marcus Smart would be lethal on Shackton a Fool.
No, facts. You remember when JaVale's mom had to ask Shaq to stop?
Yeah.
And Shaq's mom made him stop too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like the mothers got involved.
Yeah.
For real.
Got a
Reminds me of
situation with
that
the mother.
Kwame beef right now.
I know, right?
Oh,
did Kwame's mom get involved?
No.
Oh.
I think as somebody who's obviously been injury prone, I like the DeMarcus Cousins thing, especially if you got guys like Time Lord and you play a lot of small ball center.
He doesn't have to play.
And you got a lot of small ball
True.
center. You could throw Boogie Cousins out there for 8 minutes a game, and he can give you some explosiveness,
Rough
maybe.
some people up.
Yeah, we can give those 8 minutes. Just give those 8 minutes a game to Taco.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You know what?
Boston
We might
will
as well.
erupt.
Yo, he honestly could be our Yao Ming.
Yo, this man.
You know, if he actually got any development, I don't know how good he actually would be if he got any like actual
He's
development.
playing on the main
But
Celtics.
hey, you know what? The main Celtics are going to be dirty this year.
He's eating up there too.
Is Carson Edwards on the main Celtics right now?
No, we got Tremont Waters. He's the CP3 of the G League. So,
Oh, okay. So they're killing it. So
bro, they
main
got
Celtics-
CP3 and Yao Ming in the main
right.
Celtics.
A couple guards who I think the Celtics should maybe take a look at this offseason. Lemon Pepper Lou, Avery Bradley, JJ Redick. Some guys that you could get on a minimum contract because you
Maybe
guys don't have
JJ.
money. You don't got money, so you can't be too picky, man.
Maybe
That's all I'm
JJ.
saying.
Maybe JJ.
I wouldn't mind an Avery Bradley reunion.
Oh yeah.
Avery Bradley was one of my favorite players before he ended up getting traded.
I mean, and even last year he was a great help to the Lakers on that championship run before the bubble.
True. All right, yeah. So
He did have a shitty opportunity in Houston this year.
Yeah, you convinced me.
I thought he was on Miami.
He got traded midway through in that Oladipo trade.
Oh yeah, that's right, because they traded Olynyk there too.
Yeah, Olynyk and Avery Bradley for
yeah.
Oladipo.
Okay, I remember
That's
that.
not a bad trade.
That's what they got for James Harden. Was Avery Bradley,
pretty much
Olynyk, and like 3 Nets first round picks.
That's pretty much all
Oh yeah,
they
because it was
got.
like a 5.
Because they traded. Harden was traded for like Karis LeVert. Karis
Yeah.
LeVert was traded for Oladipo. Well, he was traded for LeVert and picks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then like LeVert went to Oladipo, so they had Oladipo 3 picks. They traded Oladipo for Olynyk and Bradley, so they got 3 picks, Olynyk and Avery Bradley for James Harden. Arguably one of the worst deals in NBA history. Almost as bad as the trade that OKC sent James Harden out on.
They got Kevin Porter Jr. though. He could
Yeah.
be something.
True.
Didn't he get like stabbed this season,
Kevin Porter Jr.?
or he got beat up or something?
No, he was dropping buckets.
No,
Didn't,
I'm saying,
didn't
but
he
yeah,
like?
no.
Didn't
yeah,
he
but,
like throw soup or something at like the assistant coach?
Yeah, no, he
Yeah.
did. He did.
He
throw
pulled a
soup or
J.R.
something.
Smith out in Cleveland, didn't he?
Meech's just writing people's funerals and stuff right now.
I know he's not dead, but like.
So those are some guys who I think that Boston should be interested this offseason, man. On Instagram, we be dropping daily polls for you guys. You always be answering us. We're going to be going over some of them. We're going to be talking about your results that you've been talking to us about. Check us out on the Instagram at @MeechandColby_podcast. And one of the first things, one of the most interesting and closest ones was who was the better duo all time? Jordan and Pippen or Kobe and Shaq? Arguably one of our closest polls, too.
The better duo?
Who was the better duo?
Kobe and Shaq.
I don't know. I guess I'd say Jordan and Pippen.
The fans voted 55% Jordan, 45% Kobe.
I mean, that's kind of a hard.
It was close, one of our closest
That's a hard
polls.
one, honestly.
I feel like Jordan and Pippen are like the more like, well, they're both legendary, but like they're Jordan and Pippen are the more
I don't know.
successful, legendary. You know.
They won
but-
more rings.
Yeah, but
Right.
Kobe and Shaq they were way more.
Kobe and Shaq were dominant though.
They're way more dominant.
2 top 10 players of all time,
Statistic
arguably.
wise, I don't think you're beating Kobe and Shaq. You know.
All right, I respect that. I'm
Except Allen Iverson.
one game. No, but there were a couple teams that beat Kobe and Shaq, like the Detroit Pistons.
Spurs.
Yeah,
Spurs beat us a couple times. Melo's Nuggets almost beat us once too, almost. But me personally, as a Lakers fan, you already know my answer, so we're just gonna move on from there. I'm not even gonna give you my bias.
All right.
Another thing that we had on the NBA page was, should CP3 be considered a top 5 point guard of all time?
I agree.
I agree. Yeah.
I said no, but the fans voted 56% yes to 44% no.
But why?
Why would you say no?
No ring, no MVP. I can name 5 MVP point guards who have rings probably before CP3, who I would put above him. I'd put Isaiah Thomas, Bad Boys, above CP3,
alright.
no question.
Okay.
Steph Curry above CP3, no question.
Okay.
Off the top of my head, I would put Magic Johnson ahead of CP3, no question.
Okay.
Steve Nash, 2-time MVP.
He doesn't have a ship.
He doesn't have a chip. He does as a coach, but 2-time MVP. And my 5th one, who would be obviously Oscar Robertson.
Okay. Alright. Big O. Deep cut.
Triple-double. And I honestly have Westbrook above him all time as well. I don't know about you guys.
What?
Westbrook, MVP, averaged a triple-double for 4 years in a row. He's been to a finals. He's been to conference finals multiple times. CP3's been to 1 conference finals, lost.
Alright, not a bad case.
No
But
MVP.
All right. I guess. I don't know. I feel like you're undervaluing what CP3 actually
how many
brings.
State Farm commercials has
And he could have won an MVP that one year. He kind of got robbed. I can't remember what year it was. Was it 2008?
He won it.
Oh, when he was on the Pelicans?
Yeah, when he was on New Orleans. He almost won MVP that year.
Right, and some other guys who I would even have above him is like John Stockton,
No.
Okay, alright.
all-time assists leader, all-time steals leader.
Yeah, but he doesn't have an MVP or a championship.
No, he doesn't, but I would still put him, above Chris Paul. Been to the finals multiple times. And he does everything that Chris Paul, which you love Chris Paul for being as like a playmaker and a steal guy. John Stockton's one on the list for both those stats, in my opinion.
True.
And Bob Cousy.
Okay.
As much as you want to hate, I'm putting Bob
Alright.
Cousy up there.
I mean, feel like before like the handle rule was changed, where you would dribble with your fingers. He had the best handle out there. Shout out Papa Cousy, Worcester resident.
Yes, sir.
When we're talking about talent, obviously not, but
Yeah,
I think career-wise, you have to give it to Bob Cousy. How many rings does that dude have?
a lot.
More than like Jordan and Kobe combined, probably.
Yeah, in fact, he's got a ring for like all 10 fingers and toes.
Exactly.
Those dudes just won chips out there. But CP3, I understand the respect for him. Your case is for putting him top 5 all time.
I mean, I think he's just like everywhere he goes, he has great. His presence is felt. You know what I mean? Yeah, like exactly. Like every team, like his presence is like is immensely felt. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Every team he's been on, the winning percentage goes higher. From his Suns days to OKC, Rockets, Clippers, Hornets. Every single team improved when he's been there.
Yeah,
to be fair.
Yeah.
I feel like if the Suns end up going deep and this is their year, like that one championship maybe.
Okay, I'll give you that. If he comes out with a chip this year, I'll
5.
say he's top 5. Yeah.
I think he could. I think he has a case to make the finals this year.
No,
I think
yeah, definitely the path is out for the
that
Suns
could-
and Jazz now, I think.
that could put him higher all time. I don't know if that's going to make it higher all time in your opinion, but
No, a chip would definitely put him top 5 all time. He needs either a chip or MVP to solidify himself for me, in my opinion.
Put him past Steve Nash.
To put him past Steve Nash, put him past John Stockton, Cousy, those guys. That's what it needs
I
for me.
can see your reasoning as to why that he wouldn't be a top 5.
Yeah,
In my opinion, I just think he is a top 5. I just feel like
Right.
like
He's
you
the
said,
point
his
guard,
impact.
people call him.
he's top 10, no matter what. No
Oh,
matter which
yeah.
way you slice it.
No,
He's-
I agree.
He's top 10. Yeah, you're right.
People call him the point guard for a reason. One of the best ever.
He's like if he's not top 5, he's top 6, 7. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. In the
No,
modern
definitely.
NBA, he's top 5 right
Oh,
now.
modern NBA.
In the modern
Yeah,
NBA.
right now he
Yeah,
can be in as an old
yeah.
man.
Even right now, like even just like in like the 2000s.
Yeah, of
Right.
course. Yeah.
Right. Some other things we have. We're going to talk some NFL polls that we have. We post those too. Check us out. Does Aaron Rodgers play another snap in Green Bay, Ian? You know the beef going on there.
That's tough.
He does not want to come back. He didn't show up to
There's
OTAs.
some beef and cheese.
Yeah. He doesn't want to show up.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't see him coming back, to be honest.
You're going with the fans on this one. 67% of the fans say that he'll never play another snap in Green Bay.
Then where's he going?
Denver.
Those Denver Nugget jeans, bro. They just attract everybody.
I mean, I think he would be a perfect fit in Denver.
Imagine
to be
him and
honest.
Jokic like practicing outlet passes.
The stars of Denver. Yo, that'd be actually some of the best times Denver ever had. Jokic and Rodgers, 2 MVPs.
Imagine.
But you think he does not play another snap? Does he stay on the Packers roster for this whole year?
I think he stays on the roster. I don't think he plays.
Oh, so he's going to sit out?
I think he's going to sit out.
I respect that. I don't know. I personally think he's kind of whining too much. I don't think he's going to have a chance to win anywhere else as good as a chance that he has to win right now in Green Bay. You think that there's any rosters that can trade for him right now that have a better chance in Green Bay?
New England.
Yeah.
he would look nice in the Patriots uniform. I would say
I'd
that.
give him number
but,
12.
I mean,
Oh, we got
if he
Ian
can win a
choking on
ring,
that one.
if he can win a ring,
I give him number 12. I pick him up from the airport. I drive Mac Jones there because he's probably DUI Mac. That's my boy.
I drive Mac Jones there.
Another one we had. Does Tim Tebow catch a touchdown pass this season? Yes or no?
in the preseason.
All right.
I don't see it in the regular season.
Does he even make the Jaguars roster by opening day?
I feel like they'll do
53-man
it just for
roster.
the meme.
Just
Honestly,
for the media attention.
just for the media
Yo,
attention.
Jaguars even good?
Because why else would you watch Jacksonville? I mean, they got
No,
Trevor
the worst
Lawrence,
team in
but
football
Okay,
last
yeah,
year.
then
But
sure.
they just did get a generational talent at quarterback.
Yeah, then just
And-
throw Tim Tebow up there.
exactly.
Yeah, but you really want to throw your best player out there working with garbage?
He'll be the third string tight end. He's not
Just
going to
throw
get
him out. Just throw him out.
But
there
I
for
think one of the time these fans are gonna get so crazy, Tebow's gonna start taking snaps at QB.
He'll be the Taysom Hill of Jacksonville.
Oh my god. What's Tebow, like 35, bro? Taysom Hill could like freaking lay you out. He probably runs like a 4.5 or something. He's fast, dude. Taysom Hill's fast. Tebow's like
I don't know, man. Tebow's built now,
He's like
so
12.
true. He is ripped, bro.
he is ripped now.
He is
Imagine
ripped.
him coming down like a punt return, like
Yeah.
the kickoff, and you see Tebow running down.
Yeah, but for Aaron Donald, bro, that's barbecue chicken. I'm sure he's gonna love seeing. I I'm sure lining up with TiVo at the end. That's gonna be nice. Miles Garrett.
You're gonna get merch that says barbecue chicken. I feel like you say that once every podcast.
Barbecue chicken. I also talk about Frankie
Smokes.
Frankie Nicotine every episode too. On the next, you know my boy Frankie Smokes.
Yeah.
Should talk. He's definitely an option
Frankie
for the Celtics option. But if
Oh,
Julio
yeah.
Jones does get traded to the Patriots, are they the best team in the AFC East?
If who gets traded, I'm sorry.
Julio Jones.
Oh yeah, 100%.
They're better than the Bills.
Yep.
All right, the fans agree with you there. 58% to 42. I don't know, man. That Bills team just looks elite. And how much faith do you have in Cam Newton? Or are you a Mac Jones guy? You think he's playing year one?
I don't think that Mac Jones will start. I would like to see Mac Jones start, but I don't think he's going to.
Wait, is Cam Newton still on the Patriots or not?
Yeah, Cam Newton's still our guy.
All right, then you want to replace him with Aaron Rodgers?
I don't know.
Well, obviously, Aaron Rodgers is the MVP. That's like replacing Grant Williams with Jokic. No disrespect.
Hey, don't disrespect Cam like that. All right.
No disrespect.
He's not that bad.
Yeah, I wouldn't call him Grant Williams. I'm calling.
He's
him
more of like.
He's a really nice.
He's
guy.
more of like a semi-Ojale. All right.
They got the same type of hair.
See, there you
Yeah,
go.
true. Another poll that we dropped for the people. J. Cole's The Offseason. Is it a top 3 Cole album all time?
I think so.
Yeah, in the moment you rock with it.
In the moment, right now, I rocked with it.
Yeah, it was alright. I'll give it top 3. You know.
Top 3. The fans voted 53% over 47%. They preferred J. Cole over Kendrick. If they were both dropping an album on the same night, they listened to Cole first. You guys, your opinion?
I don't know.
Obviously, we had Cole drop an album recently.
Yeah. Honestly, I think I would just do Kendrick because he hasn't dropped an album in, what was it, 2015? 2017 was the last one he dropped? Yeah. So I guess I would only say Kendrick only because, like, he hasn't dropped it in years.
I agree. But my difference is my reason is different. Like, so Kendrick Lamar is in my top 5 favorite usually, just because like I think he's honestly the best lyricist of the mainstream, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I could see it.
You know what I mean? Like, and he's a great storyteller. Like, I don't know. I'm more of a fan of the art than I am of like just like turn up music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I listen to music because I'm a part of that industry. Like I see it differently.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So it's hard to say, especially for these mainstream guys. Like, because I just go with what I like and what impresses me more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Cole ain't really like a mainstream drill type of guy too. He'll sit back and tell you stories too.
No, that's facts,
I will
that's
say,
facts,
I'm
but
a
I
huge...
feel like just Kendrick Lamar just does it better.
I'm a huge mainstream guy, though.
Yeah.
I love the mainstream
Yeah,
artists.
that's all right.
I always...
The industry needs it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I go with Cole. I'm just a Cole guy. Lyricist. I think he's the best lyricist of this generation's type rappers.
He's one of them. I'll give you that. He's up there. You know.
He's
no
up there,
doubt,
yeah.
off the Jay-Z tree. Jay-Z's my guy, so you know I always...
Those Eminem and Kanye fans, though, you gotta watch out for those guys.
Well,
So-
Kanye doesn't write his own stuff.
Kanye-
so
that's
he's
true.
He's out of the.
Well, he writes some of his stuff.
But he always has a co-writer. If you look at the credits on his albums, it's always like written by Kanye West, Pusha T.
Yeah, well, obviously, but Kanye writes his own lines too. But I'm not saying he's the greatest, but I'm not saying he's the greatest, but you can't say that he's only a ghostwriter. Like Drake has ghostwriters, and he doesn't have that put against him all the time.
Yeah, he does.
It's not like the only thing that when you hear Drake, you hear Drake's one of the greatest artists of our generation.
Yeah, but
every single time whenever someone brings up Drake, and I think he's not. I think he's the best maybe mainstream artist of our generation, like pop star, not a rapper.
He's the most successful.
Yeah.
But I hear that a lot, right? You hear that a lot, that Drake is the biggest of our generation, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but he's like our grandmothers know who Drake is. You know what I mean?
No, he's not.
Oh, okay. Well,
I saw someone call him like the modern day Michael Jackson, not because of like the actual talent level, just the notoriety, just like of the actual name.
Drake is more of a personality now than he is an artist.
I think probably the biggest name in hip hop is Kanye. Right now, still, who would you give it to? Drake.
I'd give it to Drake. Yeah.
I'd have to give
I think it's Kanye just because of his name overseas with his shoes, and I think he's just so big in China. I know he's huge. Him and Cudi are huge over there. Granted, Drake's got all of Toronto.
All right.
So we'll see. That wasn't even something on our polls. We'll have to get that up soon.
Facts.
Yeah. So let us know. Hit us up on the Meech and Colby podcast. We're posting daily polls. Swipe up. Let us know what you guys want
hit us
us to
up
post.
with questions in the DMs too if you have any.
Yeah, no doubt. It's been real. We had Ian and Angelo join us. Ian.
Yes,
Thanks
sir.
for joining us, bro. Hope to have you back soon.
Of course. Thanks for having me on.
Yes, sir.
Of course.
All right, peace out.